All right, y'all, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks, you are live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. This is how we do it, y'all. This is how we do it. I missed my cue. Oh, my God. One of them days, folks, we're going to have fun anyway, y'all. You're live with Lonzo and Dusty Vision. Every Tuesday, y'all, it goes down like this. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks, you are live with the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. They call him Lonzo. That's me. This is how we do it. This is how it's done. Every time we do it, me and Dusty, it's always going to be some fun, y'all. Let's get this party started. Dusty one, what's up with you, Doc?
Yo, Lonzo, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I've noticed for some reason, man, when I do shows with you, well, we all, you know, every once in a while we have technical issues. But I did a show yesterday, and I got a new camera, and it just froze up on me. Today, it's working fine so far. But I just think it just, you know, when I do shows with Dre sometimes, we go through all kind of issues. I get knocked out the screen. But, you know, we have that problem before. But usually when I'm working with you, we always, you know, shit this it normally happened the day before. Don't happen no more. Anyway, man, we're here.
And we always make it work when something does happen, man.
Hey, come on, Doc. That's the pros do. What's up, Mr. Gemini?
Yep. I'm chilling. Hey, speaking of Gemini, man, before we get started, I got to give an early birthday shout out and give an early birthday shout out in the comments to the Godfather of West Coast hip hop himself. In 2 days, he will be 65, right?
60 motherfucking 5, man.
Man, okay, that's important, Lonzo. Let's talk about that age. That's, you know, retirement for most people who worked and things like that in regular jobs. You were always a businessman, so you're going to keep probably working till you die. But give some advice to these kids out there, Lonzo, who want to make it to see 65.
You know what, man? First of all, in the world of hip hop, ain't but a handful of brothers made it this far. Okay, I think Kool Herc from the East Coast might be a little older than me. I'm not sure. Never talked to him, but rumor has it he's about 70. I'm probably aside from Ice-T is about 6 months behind me. As you all know, he's very busy, very active in the entertainment game. But I'm the first one that probably not a mega millionaire on TV every day. And I enjoy my lifestyle tremendously, especially right now, man, especially right now. I took care of my business at an early age. I still own my master's. I still get my publishing. I bought a house when I had a chance 2 years ago. I didn't move around. I didn't fall for the. I didn't ride that bubble and get busted out like so many partners I know. I've always played conservative, man. I play crazy. Trust me, I gamble. In fact, before I came on the show, I was playing blackjack on my phone. I enjoy gambling, but I'm never going to go out to the point where it's going to take me out completely. I'm never going all in. And I know I'm going to win. And when that happens, you know something's wrong. I'm enjoying this, man. You know, dude, getting it. First of all, first thing, when you turn 50, 49 and a half, AARP start looking for you. They start hunting your ass down, okay? And then, because my old lady she got a pretty good job, so I got health insurance, but they said, man, you got to get on Medicare, dude. They're going to tax your ass if you don't get on Medicare. I'm like, damn. And I got all these people calling me, Medicare D, Medicare C. I'm like, dude, I ain't that one, okay? And I finally hooked up with a company, and I told them, I take one pill a day and vitamins and shit, and I walk about damn near 20 miles a week. Oh, bro, all you need is just right here. So that's a blessing. I get a check I get a check from the government, man. You know, it's you know, my every month I get my retirement check. So, you know, it's a different experience, man. And I get to sit here with y'all on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and now I'm probably going to do a show almost every day now because I'm doing different podcasts. And because I got my equipment sitting in my studio, it's always on. It's always set up. I can do more of what I want to do. My nonprofit is working. I just started another situation in the city of Compton. I'm traveling with Yella and clientele again. And this, you know, just a big difference, man. All the beef that I had back in the day, we go walking now, man. They ain't beef no more, dude. I mean, the guys from Uncle Jam Army, we laugh about that stupid shit we did back in the day. It's funny to us now, man. We never did nothing stupid, nothing real serious to each other, but it's just because you got to a certain threshold in your life, you're able to appreciate life from a different perspective. I don't worry about no gang shit. I pray for my son every day, but I don't worry about it. Pray for my son and my grandsons, because they still got to walk through that tornado. But when you're on the other side of the tornado, it's a little bit different, dude. I look at women different. I look at them a lot different. I look at young girls. I still love looking at young girls. But that's like, I ain't buying, that's like buying a Porsche. I'm not buying one. I like, look at that Porsche. I'm not going to buy a Porsche, okay? I'm not buying one. It's just a big difference emotionally. And for a guy like me who's worked all his life since he was like 15, 16, not have to go someplace and do something that you don't want to do. Let me stop. I can't even say I did that. 'Cause everything I did, I wanted to do. Okay. Everything I've done, I've wanted to do. So for somebody who's been able to do what they love most of their life and still be able to do what they love at this point in their life is a big blessing for anybody that can be blessed in that manner, if you know what I mean. I mean, I DJ'd parties all my life, dude. That's all I've ever done. Parties, entertainment stuff. Yes, a lot of guys pass me up in money. I mean, a lot of guys pass me up in money, but nobody passed me up in peace of mind, though. That's a big difference. A lot of guys got me burnt up and burned me up in money, but they can't go where they want to go. They can't do what they want to do. They got to travel in entourages and have security. And I was listening to Nick Cannon the other day. He was talking about every time Mariah leave the house, it costs $150,000. Okay, security, makeup, just the planning. That's like the president moving. You know what I'm saying? Like the president moving. When Dre leave the house, Dre got to have security. He just can't go to the Starbucks. That's why these cats buy these big, beautiful houses, because in some ways, some of these places are actually your own personal prison. Because you just can't move like you want to no more, man. You can't just grab your grandkids and kids go to Disneyland without calling Disneyland in advance. Today, I'm coming down there. I need this, and this, and this. You got to have a security team to go out there and enjoy yourself, man. And for me, that be able to kick it with my grandkids like I did Sunday, and my nephews and my sons and my daughters and stuff, that means a whole lot than, a whole lot of the other stuff, man. That ain't never really excited me. So it's a little bit different, Doc. It's definitely a little bit different.
Yeah, man. I used to think I wanted to be famous, and I know as I get older, I don't want to be famous. I want to have millions of dollars in the bank and be able to walk to the mall with and maybe every once in a while somebody says, "Hey, is that Dusty?" But I ain't trying to be all crazy famous.
That's pretty much what it is right now, man. For me, I could be places and nobody know who the hell I am, and one person, "Hey, man, I know you." Yep, that's cool. That's cool. Can I get a picture? Cool. I ain't like Steve Harvey, where people all over my ass all the time for a picture because they may not see you again. And that's the part that people forget, that when you out with your family, sometimes you don't want to be a celebrity. You just want to be pops, hang out with your kids, whatever the case may be. And he said one time he ran into my cousin, and I liked him, and he wouldn't give my son an autograph, my grandson an autograph. Well, that man, he been doing that all day long. All he want to do is sit down and be left alone sometimes. And that's something that people don't understand. And as a celebrity, you kind of owe them, but then you don't owe them. You still have the right to be human, and that's the part I enjoy, because I get to be human all the time.
Yeah, man. Hey, before we continue, what time is Wana coming on?
I told Wana to come on anytime around 6:15, 6:30. She was doing something with a cheerleading team, so I told her take her time, come on through. She can come in the second half of the show if she wants to. But I had to show them some love, because she personally called me and asked me to come out there and hang out with her. And I did, man. We had a great time. Me and my boy my cousin went to the casino, picked up a George Foreman grill and about $150 on the blackjack table. So it wasn't a big deal, but sometimes the simple pleasures just keep a brother happy, man. And that's the part that I think a lot of cats miss after a while. You get so used to the big shit, the little shit don't even impress you no more.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, before we get one on, let's talk about the unfortunate situation in Compton at the illegal car show. What are your thoughts when you heard that?
Man, I was taken aback by that, man, because I'm at the gym. I already thought of the news. Right there, it's on my path going to the gym every other day. My boy Big D, hey man, you about them girls? I said, yeah, I saw that. That was right by my house, and I saw it on the news. I realized it was right by his house on Wilmington, and allegedly this one girl was hanging out the window, going in circles while her friend driving in circles. Dude coming through the intersection, doing light green, and they collided in the intersection. And one girl who was sitting in the window got ejected. She was hanging out the car anyway, but she got ejected. She died, and the girl that was driving the car, she died. And people don't realize, man, when you leave your house, you don't leave the house with intentions on killing nobody or dying. That's not even in your to-do list. And to be involved in something like that it has traumatic effects on everybody. The girl's families, of course, but then that dude's car is tore up. He's messed up in the head because he wasn't trying to kill nobody. He's just trying to get to the red light. And I see so many disrespectful drivers, man. My son, he's a new driver, and we were hanging out the other day. I'm driving, and this guy was next to me, light turned green, and I could tell he was gonna run the red light. And sure enough, as soon as that light turned yellow, we a good 150 yards from the light. He had plenty enough time to stop. That son bitch mashed it out, light turned bright red, and he kept on going. Now, what happens when a fool see the light turning green and he keep on going? Now you got a problem in the intersection, okay? And I see cats over and over again just ignoring stop signs and red lights, and don't want to get caught up in the lane, so they go through the left-hand turning lane and try to go around traffic, man. And it just the disrespect the drivers have these days. And when they hit somebody, they take off. I've seen it. They hit somebody and they take off, and now you got a whole nother headache. In fact, right now my son's I got a little Honda my son drives, and it's in the shop because some asshole decided to cut off that catalytic converter. Okay, catalytic converter gone. Okay, the guy told me this morning it might take 2 to 3 months for the catalytic converters to show up. They didn't stole so many of the goddamn things. They back ordered. Okay, for somebody's little old punk ass hustle, it's gonna cost us at least $500 plus the insurance company kicked in for a part he might get $250 for. But it's gonna cost me $500. I'd have gave the motherfucker to him if I knew it was gonna be all that. But this all the disrespect and the what's the word? Encroachment. The imposing of their will upon other people, it's just ridiculous, dude. Encroachment, yeah. Encroachment on people's privacy and just trying to come up on a quick buck. It's just ridiculous, dude. And these girls, I pray for their families. Man, that was a tragic situation. But it's like the second situation that's happened in Compton in the past 30, 40 days. Somebody was coming on the 91 freeway, racing down the 91 freeway. 2 more youngsters got killed. Okay. I mean, these cats and these guys driving these Camaros and these Hellcats and these Mustangs, they think they own the highway, man. They do what they want to. I see them all the time come from the fast lane all the way over to get off the freeway. Ain't put on blinker, no place. Just going to do an Indianapolis 500 move across the freeway. And just to get off the freeway, man, go to the next exit before you kill somebody, including yourself. But hey, man, I'm just one dude, man. And but I did a show on it yesterday, and it just pissed me off that you have to do this kind of shows in 2022. You'd think people would have learned something by now, but that's not the case.
Nah. And I know we've talked about this in the past, but maybe you could tell the story. I believe it was your mother-in-law, forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't you lose someone to a hit and run accident?
Yeah. I was coming down Century Boulevard. These guys were racing down Crenshaw, hit my Suburban, T-boned my Suburban, ejected her from the car. She died right there on Crenshaw and Century. Hit me so hard, I was going east on Century. By the time I looked up, I was going south on Crenshaw, about to hit a cop that was giving a ticket to another car that was headed south on Crenshaw. And I saw the cop as I was passing him. Next time I saw him again, he was hopping over the hood of the car to keep me from crushing him between the two cars. Okay? Real talk, Doc. He hopped over the hood. I'm looking at him. He hopped over the hood of the car he was giving a ticket to keep me from crushing him. That's real talk, Doc. Guy hit me that hard. In a Suburban. He was going 100. He was going 100 plus. They racing, and they ran across the light. I'm just doing my thing, coming to the pad, man. Bitch picked up my mother-in-law. She never made it home, dude. Never made it home. Never made it home. Died right there on Crenshaw and Century. Okay, so I ain't got no love for the motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I have no love for them. I have no sympathy for them, no understanding. I don't understand it. You can all that justification, kiss my ass. Okay, ain't no justification for running red lights, coming and killing people because you having some fun. Why does the modern day fun always got to include death-defying acts? These niggas, some of these niggas act like they're in a goddamn circus or something. Everything is death-defying. Okay, your music is death-defying, your fun is death-defying, and it's all what? For the gram, for Facebook, TikTok, what? And this is something I went off on the same tangent yesterday, man, and it don't make no sense for these folks to continue to do these situations and put other people's lives and their own at risk just because what? They don't want to stop at the stop sign? That's disrespectful, man. You don't want to stop at the red light? Fuck the red light. I'm going through that. My niece told me that one time. I'm riding with her. Oh, we don't stop at red lights. No, I tell you what, pull over. Let me out. If you ain't stopping at red lights and stop signs, let me out. Okay? And said it like it was a cool thing to do. Oh, no, baby. Nah. You got me messed up. Call me a square, call me a punk, call me what you want to, but call me at home.
Dusty Vision joined.
So it is what it is, Doc. It definitely is what it is. Dusty, look like he froze on us for a minute. Oh, there you go. I can't hear you, Dusty. I'm not hearing you. But that's all right, folks. He's here. Sometimes that technology does what it does. But Marlon, you gave me, I'm sorry, Doc. Marlon, let me do my preacher thing right quick. All this bullshit running down the damn streets, acting a fool in cars, risking your life and other people's lives just to have a good laugh or a good time is the stupidest thing you can do. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. I can't support it. I can't endorse it. In fact, I can't stand y'all asses because you need your asses whooped. And that's my sermon for the day, folks. Stop all that stupid ass driving. Life is too short to be doing it the way y'all doing it. These cats ain't gonna make it to 30, man. They killing each other. They dying at 22 or 23 years old for no reason. Mm-hmm. We got me and my partner called me today. Mine from junior high school called me today. Gave me the latest update on who got prostate cancer, who's sick, blah, blah, blah. And we understand that as you get older, the stuff that you did when you was a youngster, not drinking water, not exercising, eating the wrong shit all the time, trying to drink up all the liquor, whatever the case may be. At some point in time, there's a price to pay for that. And by the time you get in your 50s and 60s, them checks come due. And, I watch guys, youngster guys, you want to smoke, and no exercise. Drink, and no exercise. All Hennessy and no water. Y'all can't do it. It don't work. Your body don't work like that. And I think about some of the artists who have passed in the last few years. All they talked about, was a hard lifestyle, and a hard lifestyle can lead to an early death. Okay, I tried it for a while. I ain't no angel. I've done it before. I've tried that shit before. It don't work. Okay, I done my dirt. Okay, I had my experiences. I had a lot of fun, but I realized one, that shit's too expensive, and two, that shit make your heart hurt. I'm not trying to go out like that.
That's what's up, Lonzo. That's what's up, dude. Dropping that game, man. I love that game, man.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, you know what? Before we get Wana on, Nightbreed has a good question. Hypothetical. Let's take ourselves to hypothetical world, or it could happen. But Nightbreed says, yo, Lonzo and Dusty Vision, if Tamika approached y'all and offered lucrative job opportunities to run Ruthless, would y'all two do it? Simple, short answer for me. If it makes sense, hell yeah. Go ahead, Lonzo.
If I could run it as a label that's going to do something, it's going to put some artists out that got something real to say. I can't keep supporting the bullshit. Okay, if you gave me the freedom to run it my way, yeah. Yesterday I was on a podcast with a brother out of Chicago, and we both about the same age, and he's justifying all the reasons why people do what they do. And we got into it. There wasn't no vicious argument. We got into it. I'm like, dude, that's the problem right there. Oh man, when people do it, nobody checking for it. Nobody checking for it right away, man. Most of the stuff that's real. I wasn't checking for Prince in the beginning. I wasn't checking for Prince. I was not checking for Prince. I grew up on Michael, but I wasn't checking for Prince. Prince came out with them tight ass pants, them little knickers and the boots and the trench coat with the drawers on. I'm not feeling this dude. But again, because he kept coming, he stayed true to himself and kept coming at me the way that eventually he found a way to appeal to me and everybody else. He just didn't sell himself short because people weren't feeling him immediately. It may take an artist a couple of album or two, especially today when it don't cost no money to make an album. It's literally very, very little investment to actually go to the studio or go to your bedroom to make some product. You automatically got a place to put it on Spotify, wherever else you want to put that shit. So to say that you can't do it, nobody's checking for it. It may take a little minute to build a career, man. That's where management comes in at. That's where a business plan comes in, where for our artist development plan, so people can come in and say, okay, fine, we're gonna stay on this right here. We're not gonna sell ourselves short just because this is the hot thing right now. Because what happens is he was talking about he's out of Chicago, so he works with different groups, the GDs and the Vice Lords. And excuse me. He said, well, they got some talented GDs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. But then he complained about if the guys get killed. So now that makes him a hard asset to deal with, because the volatility that comes with this, usually when people start shooting, somebody next to him gets shot first. Okay, so you put yourself at risk to be a part of this. And then his own mortality is, some cases, very limited. And then they ask about the insurance. Do you think it's okay to put an insurance policy on an artist? Yes, it is. Because that's an investment. Anything you put your money into, whether it be your house, your car, whatever, people always are protected with an insurance policy. Unfortunately, these guys are collecting more insurance policies. The record labels are making more money off the insurance policies than they are the goddamn royalties. In some cases, they get both of them. But sometimes before the cat even hit the streets good, they only getting the money from the damn insurance policy. So this is what we're dealing with today, man. And, the whole conversation was based around the 1992 alleged meeting about the prison industrial complex in rap. And like I said before, and I'm going to say on this show right here, whether the meeting happened or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. But the effects of the meeting are in full effect. And because we know the meeting is in full effect, we still attempt to try and win at a game that we're constantly losing at, which don't make no goddamn sense to me. Where's my organ at?
Get it, Lonzo.
There's no sense to play a game that you know you're going to lose in. If you're going to lose in the game before you get started, you know there's no winning in this game. Why are we playing? Why are you still playing the game that you know you can't lose, you can't win in? It don't make no sense. Everybody tries to slide past, and I'm gonna be the best dope. I'm gonna be the best gangbang. I'm gonna be the best gangster. Man, I can't think of most of the cats. I think Snoop might be the only one. After all he's been through, he's finally getting able to enjoy his his seniority in hip hop. He's making some moves. He still got his affiliation and representation on his clothing or whatever. That's something else, another conversation. But he's able to enjoy it as a free man. Okay, didn't work for Suge, didn't work for Tupac, didn't work for Biggie, and about 200 cats last year it didn't work out for. So when you see these numbers, it's like if somebody told you, "Oh man, that 50% of the guys that's wear black shirts on Tuesdays is gonna get shot." Niggas ain't wearing black shirts on Tuesdays.
That's fact.
Will not be wearing black shirts on Tuesdays, okay? But when you look at hip hop, I think the allure of that flash in the pan of success. So many cats come from destitute situations when they have the brightest, the slightest glimmer of success, they'll accept that as being a life accomplishment. And if it means going to the penitentiary for a long period of time or dying in that process, that's okay with them. I never understood that though.
Man. I'm just spitting in jewels tonight. I love that. Hey, Easy Steve has a good question, Lonzo. He says, Lonzo, DJ Battle Cat, DJ in effect, you're listed in the credits. Was it recorded in your studio?
I executive produced the record. He done it right here in my house.
Oh, talk to us about that.
Well, Battle Cat had just Dre had left, and Battle Cat replaced Dre as my DJ for World Class Record Crew on the Turn Off the Lights tour. And he had never been in the studio before. He had never done much anything before. And I gave him open door policy like I did with Dre. In fact, Dre showed him how to work a drum machine, work an FB 1200. And that's how Battle Cat got started. And while he was here, he wanted to try and make a record. I was doing my underground mixes and some other stuff. Man, I want to make a record. Go ahead, let's do it. And he made DJ in effect right here in the studio. Didn't do all that great. Plus, it was a record. It was one of my few records I did over at West Coast Record Distributors, a company I created in the late 80s that launched the careers of JJ Fad, Rodney O, and Joe Cooley, King T. And Battle Cat was a part of that situation. In fact, the same company is where I did my company compilation, where you got MC8 and Compton's Most Wanted. So that West Coast Record Distributors, and again, that's not something everybody knows. We were only in business for about maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years at the most. And it was another Lonzo creation, and can't nobody take credit for that but me, because nobody else wanted to do it. I had to talk them into doing it. And it was myself, Egyptian Lover, Rudy from the Dream Team, and Unknown DJ were the original owners. And Makola just was on the way of going to file bankruptcy. So we knew we had records to be distributed. I made the contacts with the distributors, made a deal with Rainbow Records to distribute the records. And we were in business. First year we made $1 million, billed over $1 million. And Battle Cat was DJ in Effect was one of the songs, one of the projects that came through that situation. Didn't do all them great numbers, but it definitely is a part of my discography.
See, when people say we never had an all-black distribution company, we need an all-black distribution company. Lonzo did that back in the 80s, dude. It's crazy that you don't get props for that. That's big.
Well, you know what, man? It's a lot of stuff that we did back in the day, especially me, didn't get a lot of props for because it wasn't. First of all, there was no social media. In order for it to get the props that we deserved, we'd have to have a full-blown publicist. We had one for a while, Pat Charbonnet, who was also Ice Cube's manager at one point in time. Look her up. She was our publicist for a while, and she got us out there with the general public for our records and stuff. But nobody really knew nobody really understood what it took to make that happen. Again, we were all individual label owners, and we understood the record industry. And because there was two record industries, there was two. I said this before. You had the independent and you had the majors, and we focused on the independents. Macola was a part of the independent record distribution network, and we just picked up where he left off at. And because independents looked out for each other, I mean, if there was a record that was hot in California, they made sure they got it to all nooks and crannies to the best of their ability. And the stores were involved in that, and it just made for a much better situation. We made a lot of money doing that because those guys would pay you cash. They would pay you cash, and you send a box of 500 records off. Next thing you know, you go to Western Union because we didn't have cash yet back then, and that was your money. As soon as you sent them, the shipping invoice, or what I forgot what that meant. I forgot the term, but as soon as you sent them verification that it was shipped off, they would send you money. Okay, and it may take them a week to get it. Once they got the UPS slip that the record had been shipped, depending on who you were, you get your money. And that was a great thing because it allowed us to finance stuff that we didn't have to, that we didn't have to wait for Macola no more, nobody else. And that we learned the deal. I learned it from my good friend whose 80th birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks, my boy Swamp Dog. Swamp Dog was my manager, and he was a major player in the independent game.
Yeah, I know that name for some reason. That name sounds very familiar.
Jerry Williams, a.k.a. Swamp Dog. He taught me the independent game. And
have you ever had him on the show?
You know what? No, he's in my documentary, but you know what? I might that's a good idea.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna give him a call. Okay, I talked to his daughter last week. But yeah, he's this dude is 80 years old. He'll be 80 years old in July and still doing shows.
Oh, get him on the show, man.
This dude was my mentor, my music distribution mentor. Now, understand this, before I met him, I understood distribution from a local standpoint. I'm the one that put everybody in the swap meets. There was no swap meet connection or street connection other than what Duffy Hooks put together. And Duffy Hooks was doing one thing, I was doing something else because I had the relationships from my last job, which was at a record distributor called Record Shack. I did it professionally for the company, and I just took my list and started doing it for myself, and I started doing my Xerox. And Duffy was doing his thing on his end, but I started doing this a little bit different. Anyway, when everybody wanted to come through on a label, people started creating labels like Ruthless. They had to come to Lonzo. Lonzo had to introduce you to Mr. Park at the swap meet because Mr. Park ain't gonna buy records from you because he don't know you. Because if I buy a record from you today and 30 days later it's still on my shelf, either bring me a new record or my money back. That's the independent game. That's the only problem with that. If your shit is whack, you get it back. If your shit is whack, you get it back. Okay.
They should have a sign that right there. If your shit is whack, you get it back.
Okay. And that was the pitfall of the independent game. But because I kept so much product in the pipeline, he trusted me. They all trusted me. And Mr. Park bought for all the swap meets. That's one thing I can say about the Korean businessmen. They had one person. If you got caught selling to another swap meet, you couldn't sell nobody else. If Mr. Park, he was the man.
Wow. Yeah.
If he call you up. I need 2,000 pieces. Okay, 2,000. Okay, I pull up my truck to the swap meet, drop off them records. He foop. With no cash app, with no checks. It was good old green shit. Okay, and he would make sure everybody at the swap meet because he was a man for certain swap meets, and you had other buyers. He would sell my record, put another 50 cents on it, and sell it to another swap meet. So he was doing their own internal distribution. It was a hell of a time, man. To have physical product.
Wow.
To have physical product was printing your own money. Literally, it was printing your own money. You're taking a glob of plastic and turning it into $5. Okay.
Wow.
It was the album. Okay. And it was a different situation. It was a different situation. So yeah.
That's dope. Hey, there's some great questions coming in. Keep them coming, guys. And if you have any questions specifically for Wana from JJ Fad, she'll be joining us shortly. Throw them in the comments. We'll definitely, do a round of questions for her as we congratulate them on getting a street named after them. But Art Chavez has a great question, Lonzo. He says, Lonzo, Dr. Dre had a song called Dre's Beat on World Class Wrecking Crew. How did he come up with that? Was he just messing around on the drum machine and throwing some lyrics?
That's all it was. That's all it was. Dre's beat, the beat that make you move your feet. Dre's beat, blah, some shit like that. Yeah, we just fucking around. We had some extra.
Shout out Adrian Gregory. Shout out Adrian Gregory in the chat hall room, though. Manager of Tupac, Digital Underground.
I call him Adrian. That's my nickname for him. What's up, Adrian? What's up, Doc? Yeah, we just had some
Dre's beat.
We had some extra studio time. Dre had a beat he was playing with, and we just threw it out there. It was just something to do, man. Just something to do. And that's how JJ Fad got Supersonic.
Ooh, what? Talk to it. Wait, what?
That's how Supersonic came about. Supersonic was not the hit. They had
right. It was a B-side.
It was a B-side. And Arabian Prince told the story of the day. He told it to me on the show before, and wanted to probably tell it again today. They had Arabian put him in the studio, and their main song was called Another Hoe. Another Hoe Bites the Dust or something like that. And Wana and Arabian had studio time left over. He had this beat he was playing with, and they all busted a verse. And when it got down to the last verse, Wana was like, she didn't have nothing for it. And that's how you get the hama nama 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 nama. Okay.
Most famous part of the song.
Yes. Okay. It's like Lily Williams. Oh, you better play that nama 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 nama. Yeah, that's the shit. That's it. Anyway, the record came through West Coast. The record came, if you look at early copies of JJ Fad Supersonic, it was on Dream Team Records. Dream Team Records was distributed by West Coast Record Distributors, a company that Lonzo founded along with his 4 partners, Egypt, Rudy, and Unknown DJ. And the record started taking off, and Arabian didn't like the deal that Rudy had for him. And so Rudy cut a deal with Ruthless, and they got the single, and they built the album around the single, and the album went platinum. That was Ruthless' first platinum album, Supersonic.
Mm-hmm, yep.
But I noticed something the other day. It was nothing bad. It just, I noticed something. And I noticed shit because I'm a Gemini and I'm very observant. When it came to the show the other day, now wanting to perform with everybody, East Coast, West Coast, they are most loved female group.
And they kill it. They had me tired, and I'm younger than them.
Okay. But the Wrecking Crew and Arabian Prince were the only ones from their era. There had a lot of people there, but we were the only artists that showed up. Okay. We were the only artists that showed up. And then I looked on my Facebook page and I saw DOC had his documentary, which I'm in, was being screened in New York. And you saw a couple of folks from LA flew to New York to see the documentary. I thought that was really cool. But I thought about it. Why more people weren't there? Maybe because Wrecking Crew, Arabian Prince, and JJ Fad were on the cusp of gangster rap. Because we were all our shit was happy. All our shit was party.
Yeah.
Was good.
Yeah.
It was non-threatening. And that part of the West Coast music scene has been overshadowed by the gangsters. Okay? The gangster rap. And rightfully so, but it's still not to be forgotten. Okay? In fact, brother, one of my boys, Wave, is doing my documentary. He's also doing JJ Fad's documentary because JJ Fad has a very significant part of West Coast hip hop. And I'm glad for him because he's doing a whole thing called You Can't Erase Me. Me, Yella, Arabian Prince, me, Yella, and JJ Fad, and maybe Arabian Prince, I'm not sure. But all these folks are doing it. He's doing documentaries on all of us and how we played our role. But because gangster rap is so overshadowing to West Coast hip hop, most people don't realize that the roles that we had to play in order for them to pave the way for them. Like I said, JJ Fad was Ruthless's first gold record. So without them, you might not get a Easy Does It or Straight Outta Compton. you might not have had the same money. I don't know.
Yeah, and in hindsight, it's so true. We saw the transition, Lonzo, to where we were in house parties, dancing to Kid and Play and doing silly dances and jumping up and down with bright clothing. And then next thing you know, 3-4 years later, you're sitting in a club wearing all black and just doing this.
Right. And people say that music, me and this guy got into an argument yesterday. Man, the music ain't nothing to do with that. Bullshit. All that shit is relevant. Okay. I'm not saying because music did this, you automatically gonna do that, but it has an impact. And as it creates an impact, you create a wave, and that wave gets bigger and bigger. Like I said before, when I started Eve After Dark, gangsters was around, but it was a 10% gang factor versus a 90% civilian. After a while, when I came back in the 90s, it was 90% gangsters, 10% civilian. Okay? The streets had an impact on that, but again, the music supported that. The violence in the video game supports that. And I know me and Adrian had the same argument all the time, but it's not saying it's not because of, but it's a support factor that I think eliminates some of the sensitivity to it. And so it makes it easier for people to do this, or it makes them cool and acceptable to do this. And that's the part I think that people are not that are not being not seem to understand. Okay,
man, Lonzo, as a hip hop fan, a hip hop lover, a hip hop enthusiast, my favorite era was around the cross color era, the bright clothes, the positive message, the black pride. Do you think we'll ever see that again?
Man, man, I would like to say, Doc, I would like to say yes, but again, well, I'm actually, truthfully, yes, it's coming. I see it. In fact, because I'm making a point, taking my ass, where I'm the oldest person in the room sometimes. I make it a point just to see what these youngsters is doing. And I went to an event doing in LA. If you ever get a chance to go, it's on a Sunday. It's called Black to the Block. Okay? And Black to the Block is a big pop-up that people, young folks tend to go to. A lot of your clothing manufacturers, people that make different things to sell or whatever, T-shirts, hats, different foods, all kind of stuff. And I see a new flavor coming about. Everybody's have on colors. They got naturals. And if they got braids, it's a different vibe, okay? And one thing I've learned over my years is that I have a great vibe detector when it comes to problems. And I never felt more comfortable around these youngsters than I have anywhere else. It is just amazing that this is happening. I haven't heard the music they're listening to. They still kind of stuck on the current vibe music, but I do believe at some point in time, an artist is going to come out of this situation, and it's going to flip the streets again. I mean, they wear their tight pants, the white tennis shoes, but you can tell it's non-threatening. They're not with that bullshit. And if they are with the bullshit, they don't look like they're with the bullshit. Okay, and some people don't want to be with the bullshit, but if you push that button, here come that bullshit. Okay. And that's the part we have to try and overcome, is when that button is pushed, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, we got to find a different way to deal with it other than in somebody being laid out wrapped covered in chalk and the sheet. Okay. That's the part we have to overcome as Black folks, because it don't do us no good to be progressive on one end and steadily dying on the other. Okay.
Man.
So yeah, dude.
Man.
I do believe it's gonna be different. And like I said before, this Black on the Block situation is a bunch of creatives. Okay. And they're artists, they're photographers, they're designers, they're and the people that come to them appreciate the different arts. And like I said, it's blew me away, man, because it's like a big ass fair. food vendors on the outside, and they have these big ass, look like those not tents. They're not tents, but they're like those big ass blow up things you see at the fair. The big ones. Those I can't think of it is, man. It's
help us out in the chat, guys.
Yeah, like when you go to the fair and you go inside where the air conditioner is, all those big like barracks. But you know the temporary barracks, they have those, they have like 3 or 4 of those. Each one of those has a different vibe to it. One of them is hot and up tempo. Other one's a lot more mellow, and the other one's damn near space age. Remind me of Governor Disneyland because it's neon and just instant burning. It's really dope shit, man. And it's just something that's super cool that happens once a month at the end of the month. And they would have in LA, downtown LA, in the art district, and it's really dope, Doc. And I do believe that at some point in time, an artist is going to come from that era, that generation, or that sector, and make an impact on the music industry.
Nice. Do we how we looking on Wana? Has she hit you up?
I just texted her, see where she's at.
Okay, cool. Just checking in. We'll keep it going. We got plenty to talk about until she pops in.
She said about 15 minutes. She totally forgot. I'm on the road. Be home in about 15 minutes. How long? Yeah. I'm gonna wait for you.
All good. Yeah, she's a special guest, so we'll definitely wait for her. We'll go into overtime if we need to. You guys getting a special show tonight right here on Lonzo. Now, why don't you guys hit that like button? Make sure you hit that like button, please, 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 and hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. And if you're feeling extra generous, drop something in the Cash App. It's the Godfather of West Coast hip hop's birthday. 2 more days, man. You share a birthday with Tupac. I share a birthday with Biggie Smalls. How interesting is that?
Yeah. Me, Tupac, Ren, and Eddie LeVert from the OJs. All June 16th.
June 16th, man. And what's the deal behind your birth certificate having a different birthday?
Man, that's crazy, man. My brother, he liked to get high. I'm gonna put it like that. And he'd always get in trouble with the police. And he started giving the police my name. And he know my birthday. My name is Alonzo Williams, birthday June 16th. Woo, 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 woo. So one day I'm sitting at the pad, Friday night, I'm at the pad, doorbell ring. I'm about to go hang out with my folks. Doorbell ring. It's 2 LAPD at my front door.
Oh, hell no.
And I said, hello, can I help you? You at the right address? He said, yes, Alonzo Williams. I said, yeah. Could you open the door for me, please, sir? I said, sure. How can I help you? Can you step outside? Huh? For what? Can you step outside for a minute? So I stepped outside. Put your hands behind your back. Oh, wait. What we doing? I said, what we doing? He says, we have a warrant for your arrest. For what? And I said, come in, please step inside so I can see what you're talking about. He showed me a ticket, failure to appear, my address on it, but I knew the handwriting was my brother's. I said, I didn't do that. My brother did that. I was mad the motherfucker. And it was 2 cops, 2 older cops. I said, man, look, it's Friday night. If I go to jail tonight for this shit here, y'all going to arrest me on Monday for killing somebody. Won't you let me get my brother? Because I will hurt him if I go to jail for his shit tonight. On a Friday night, I'm not going to jail on Friday night, man. That means you're going to be in jail till Monday. Okay? No. So I talked my way out of it. I said, hey, man, I didn't do that. I said, here's my name, blah, blah, blah. Why would he do that? I said, well, hey, man, he has some medical issues. He has some pharmaceutical issues, and I know why he did it, to avoid going to jail. And one cop said, you know what? When I pulled up to this address, that shit didn't make sense. All right, we're gonna give you a break, but you got to bring your brother to court. Now, here is the part that's really fucked up. I had to find my brother. I found him. Told him what happened. We had to kick his ass. We had to go to court. We in court, and he had hurt his leg, hurt his foot or something, and he's groggy and blah, blah, blah. I take him before the judge. Judge had me sign my name. He signed his name. And the judge did not want to let me go. Well, in some cases, the brother with the problem will take the beef for the brother that's doing well to keep his record clean. I said, I didn't do this. Judge are being a dick. So they finally let me go, and the hardest thing I had to do was watch my brother go into custody. Okay, all right. That was very. Although he was about to send me to jail, but it still hurt to see your brother get arrested and go into custody. Okay. Oh man, you a snitch? No, nigga. Wait, hold on, nigga. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, nigga.
Slow your roll, dog.
I fight too hard to keep mine clean. I can't just let you fuck it off, man, for your based on your opinion. Okay? Yeah, it was hard, but he was gonna send me to jail. I didn't send him to jail. You put yourself in position to go to jail. You just got to postpone by using my name. You was going to jail inevitably anyway. Okay? And actually and truthfully, that was the best thing for him, because when he got out of jail about 3 or 4 weeks later, he was a different dude. He was a different.
There you go.
He's clean.
There you go.
Off. So it was hard for me to watch him go and go into custody, but it was a good thing for him overall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Part 2 of the story is while he was doing that, I changed my driver's license, and came time for my renewal. They wouldn't give me my license because my name didn't match my birth date. I dropped the A on my name and just went by Lonzo, and I had to apply.
Right.
I had to apply for a new birth certificate, and the birth certificate said my birth date was June the 18th. I'm like, it ain't never been 18th. And then after I got my license, said June the 18th, I found my birth certificate that says June the 16th. So legally, my birthday is June the 18th, but I know it's June the 16th. So I said,
there it is.
On Facebook, they both gonna pop up. They both gonna pop up. I just figured that's some Gemini shit. What the hell?
There you are. I like that. Hey, Isaiah, thank you for the donation. And he has a good question, man. He says, how was Paul Giamatti's portrayal of Jerry Heller?
He did a good job, man. He did a great job. If you knew Jerry, if anybody ever seen Harlem Nights, if you've seen Harlem Nights,
favorite movie.
Jerry Heller was a combination of the cop and the gangster. Phil Cantone.
Okay, gotcha.
Phil Cantone, the cop that was giving him a hard time about, he wanted a piece of their business, and the gangster that broke homeboy's hand in the piano. Okay, Bugsy.
Gotcha.
Okay, he was a combination of both of them, and he reminded. Sometimes he would do some Al Pacino shit. Lonzo, what are you doing? Get over here. Let me holler at you for a minute. Come on, talk to me. And then you see him again. He's like, hey, Lonzo, how you doing, man? Everything good with you? He would do shit like that. He'd be Al Pacino one day and fucking Jack Nicholson the next. But no bullshit. And what's his name? What's his face? Yeah, Paul Giamatti did a great job.
Yeah, he was probably my favorite character in the whole scene, especially when he went off on the song that Ice Cube did, where he's dissing everybody. That was great, dude. And he was like, "I'm gonna sue them for calling me Jewish and stuff like that."
Right. Yeah. That it was
great.
It
great.
Is, man. What can you say, Doc? You can't run away from
the
truth.
You know what? We've talked about this, Lonzo. Crypto Charles says, Lonzo, did you really get down on Bounty Hunter BJ? He claims you and the World Class Wrecking Crew jumped him at your club. BJ's talked about it. You've talked about it. Break it down again, Lonzo.
You know what?
It's a great story.
I heard that story. I watched. My nephew sent it to me the other day again. I just watched it for the hell of it. It's some truth to that, but it's a whole lot of seasoning on that steak, baby. It's a whole lot of sauce on that steak, okay? BJ was actually fighting Dre's uncle. Dre has an uncle that was one of my bodyguards or one of my guards at Eve After Dark. And that's who he was fighting. He never really fought Dre. Dre didn't, I don't recall Dre having any fights at Eve After Dark. The bounty hunters will come to the Eve After Dark, and if they never got along with the Village. The Village was across the street from Eve After Dark. They all went to Centennial. The Bounty Hunters is from Watts, and the Village is from right around Eve After Dark. And the Village kind of claimed Eve After Dark as their own because most of them been there since day one. And whoever had the most people tried to run over the ones who came with the least amount of people. And I tried my best to try and mitigate that situation. And he talks about how he mobbed up in the club. He didn't mob up in the club. Basically what it was, because the kind of cat that I am, one of the girls from my Nicholson Gardens was a backup cashier. And she told me, hey, he is a shot caller from the neighborhood. Let him in, and he'll keep these guys intact. And that's what I did. It wasn't like he just mobbed up in the club and just, no. I get it, nigga, you a couple of different dudes I did the same thing with. If you was a shot caller or somebody from your hood that has some clout in your hood to keep down bullshit, because I don't know everybody, okay? I figure if my security guards can avoid interaction and you can handle it for us, and $5, come on, man. But, the seasoning got on there, the sauce and stirred up and shit, and I had to hire extra security guards. I had to have extra security because the Eve was cracking. It wasn't for him. It was for the Eve, the safety of the Eve. I had a man-dog team at the Eve at one time. I hired a guy with a German Shepherd to patrol the parking lot, to keep niggas out the parking lot. And this dog was the most mutt-looking dog you ever want to see. The homeboy gave the dog the command, and the motherfucker turned into Ren 1010. Okay? I'm not bullshitting. I've done, dude, there's not much I did not do to keep that corner safe. Okay? I cut deals with all kind of cats. I had brothers from my brother, my younger brother, when I just spoke about, before he decided to go on the smoking team, he was the only cat that I knew that had respect and love in Crips and the Bloods. So when the shotguns from Gardena came over to Eve After Dark, my brother could go talk to the Pyru boys and get them a pass. Okay? So we had shotguns, we had paybacks, we had all kind of cats. We had Pyru, because Pyru and paybacks didn't really meet up much except at the skating ring back in the day, okay? And because I went to Gardena and my brother went to Gardena, but the club was in Pyru territory, we had relationships. My brother had more than I did. He went to Gardena more than I did. He hung out more than I did. I only went to Gardena for 1 year, but I knew cats. So I would invite him to the club. And we would have different sets come through. And for the most part, we kept a lid on that shit through our relationships. And having relationships like that, if we talk to Barefoot Pookie, the shotguns, or I forgot, I don't want to say which one, but whoever Barefoot Pookie was with, he kept his fellows in line. Okay. I talked to my boy Yellow Ice from Pyru. Yellow Ice would keep the folks in Pyru out and keep them cool. Okay. If there was a problem, Yellow Ice, man, could you handle this for me? Hey man, chill out. This is my homeboy spot. We ain't doing it over here. And this was the kind of shit that we had, the kind of deals we had to make to survive. It wasn't nobody getting punked. It was motherfuckers just trying to keep the doors open and get everybody to come home. But I tell you one thing it did do, okay? Everybody went fucking home, okay? Everybody went home. And that's the part that people don't give me credit for. No matter, we in what, between Watts, Compton, LA, Gardena, Carson, the Eve After Dark is in the unincorporated area, and everybody came to that joint. And based on them kind of relationships and cutting these kind of deals, I let this cat in from this hood. He keep his boys in line. Let this guy come in. And Dre's uncle and BJ had a beef at Centennial. They both about the same size, both about 5'9", and they both was wide as a motherfucker. Okay, and they was the ones that really got into it. At some point in time, that shit spread. It got big. Don't get me wrong. It did get big. Okay. But it wasn't, it was, I hear the story and I remember the story, but like I said before, that motherfucker well seasoned. Okay. It's barbecue, got a lot of sauce on that motherfucker. Got a lot of sauce on it. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Okay.
Yeah.
He ain't lying, but some of this shit is extra. Okay. A little extra on there.
Okay. From a lot of accounts I hear, Dre wasn't no punk.
Huh? Dre
From a lot of accounts I hear, Dre wasn't a punk. He was, he was down to scrap if it got down to it. Is that safe to say?
who? What Dre who?
Dre, Dr. Dre.
My
One
Dr. Dre?
MCJB joined.
My Dr. Dre?
Yeah, no, never mind. Let's talk to Wana.
Wana just got here, folks.
Yeah. Hey, Lonzo, I'm gonna step away for 3 minutes. Hey, Wana, how are you, love?
Hey, hi, how are you?
What's up with you, baby? How you doing today? I know you're still floating.
I am.
Give me 3 minutes, guys. I'll be right back, okay?
You got it. All right, I'm gonna take him off for a second. He come back. How you doing, babe?
Okay, good. How about you?
I can't complain about nothing, girl. I'm glad you took time out your busy schedule to come up here and hang out with us for a minute. I had to show you some love, girl, because I'm really proud of y'all for being able to get that done. For your city to show you some love like that, that's some rare stuff, and I think more hip hop folks need to get it. I'm glad to see y'all was the first ones to get. Ladies always got to go first.
That's right. My hat's all crooked. That's right. We got to go first.
How long did it take for that to happen?
It was fast. It was really fast. You ever heard that expression, a closed mouth doesn't get fed?
Right.
Okay, so he had hit me up on Instagram and he was like, we just want you to know Rialto is so proud of you. And, we love that you guys are still active and doing your thing. He's like, if there's anything we can ever do. And I was like, okay, well, hold up. Yeah, there is. I said, how about a key to the city, a street name, whatever? He's like, shoot. He said, I'm mad. I didn't think about that. He goes, let me check on that. And literally 2 weeks later, he was like, you got your street name.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful, babe. Now, are you from Rialto yourself or what?
Yes. Was raised there, went elementary school, junior high, high school, lived there all my life.
Wow, that's amazing, babe.
Yeah.
You also said you have a residency in Vegas.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Now it got postponed. It was supposed to be in August and it got postponed till it's supposed to be in June and it got postponed until September. So
Okay.
Let's see what happens. It's still supposed to be on mid-September.
Who else is this? You guys by yourself? You guys got some other acts on the show, or who else?
Yeah, it's all like 80s, 90s acts. So it's us, Kid and Play, Naughty by Nature, CeeLo, and I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, and the girl from Snap.
Okay. Oh, okay. The singer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit. See if they got some record crew shit over there. We got. I still got a little left. Shit. I still got some left. I would love to do some shit. I would love to do shit like that. Me and Clientele did the show for our high school. Our high school class does a fundraiser every year, and we had a chance to live band, and boy, we had so much fun. We only did one song, but that shit was dope as hell. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube channel. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna post that show on my YouTube channel. We did The Fly, and boy, it was just shit. In fact,
once you get on stage, the bug got you. You always want to go back.
It's I did a show in Riverside, and for the first time, my grandkids had a chance to see their granddaddy do his thing, and I'm like, they walked off the stage like they didn't know me no more. Like that was you up there, huh? Yeah, that was me. Wow, they look at me different.
I love it.
You got how many kids you have?
4 girls.
4 girls. You got any grands yet?
1.
Wow. How do you feel about it? I mean, how that make you feel being a hip hop superstar with a grandbaby?
Oh. No.
Go ahead.
My oldest daughter, she's married. She lives in Sacramento, and she had a baby boy. So I'm not used to boys. I had all girls, but he's just the love of my life.
Wow, that's amazing. I was just my birthday is Thursday, and we were talking about being grown in hip hop. We look back, and the shit we did is older than most of the kids that are dying to be in the game.
Yes.
Look at I'm in the game 40. What you about 30? Got about 30 years in, babe? How long y'all been doing y'all thing? About 30?
Yep.
So when the 20
yes, it's 88.
Right. So
35 at least. Yeah, 35.
So when a 20-year-old dies, before they get a chance to even enjoy the shit that we just did, you know what I'm saying? And I can't just fathom that shit. It makes no sense. And I tell them, y'all need to slow down and try and get old. Damn it, it ain't as bad. We make it look good though, don't we?
We sure do. We sure do.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy because you got the kids that weren't even born yet that know like every lyric to our song, and they're like, our moms taught us, our grandmas, we were raised on your song, and it's like, wow, all these generations, and it just keeps coming back around.
You know what?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dusty. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell Wana I got a chance to see you in Long Beach a couple months back, and you had me tired. I want to give you props. You guys did the damn thing. I mean, you were bouncing all over the stage, and it was a great performance. I just want to give you your flowers because you guys did an amazing job. And one thing I didn't realize that you guys mentioned that night was you were the ones in the Come On, Shake It video. Come on, shake it.
I did.
Never even knew that. Never knew that until I had to go back and check it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what? I want to thank you for calling me up personally and inviting me out to your event. That made me feel special. Okay. One thing about you, I can always say, you ain't never went to Hollywood. No matter what I asked you to do, want to come out the show, do my birthday party, you've always been to me. And I said, gas $6 a gallon. I'm still going out there. God, she called me. I got to go.
I appreciate it.
You know what I was saying earlier? I was just talking about this. This has no reflection on nobody, but I just noticed that we were the only group that was there. All the people that you guys work with. But I said also, it's funny that JJ Fad was like the pinnacle of hip hop before it went gangster. Okay.
Right.
Y'all had a huge hit, and then everything went gangster. And not we know all the gangsters, but the gangsters don't relate with us the same way they do with each other. They cool, but they just it's a little bit different,
Yeah, it is. It's different.
How do you interpret that?
Yeah. I feel like what you were saying about you guys coming through, and you guys being the only ones there. Sometimes I feel like because the song was so huge and it went pop, that we're not really considered hip hop artists. We're not looked at as hip hop as much as other female artists are on the East Coast. Right. So I think that's why we get overlooked a lot. Because back then going pop wasn't cool.
Ain't that amazing?
That's crazy.
We had the same issue with Turn Off Lights when pop. It's like, you guys, what do you guys? You got a rap group? What the fuck do you think I'm doing? I can't sing, fool. Well, you got a girl singing. It just sometimes the ignorance that we've experienced in the game being different, right, at some time can be a curse, because I remember seeing a show and they had the Ladies of Hip Hop. Where the fuck JJ Fad at? Okay, where the fuck are they at? Why ain't they there? But again, everybody wants to be a gangster, so the gangster females get all the attention, and I don't think that's a good thing. But I still got love for you.
No, it's not.
We have a good question from Mark Chavez in the chat. He says, Wana, in the late 80s, how competitive was it with all the girl rap groups with Oaktown 357 from the Bay, Lil Trim from the South, and Salt and Pepper from NYC?
It was pretty competitive. We had a little beef with 357 because the boys, our guys, N.W.A. from Ruthless, had a beef with Hammer, and 357 was Hammer's girls. So that automatically put us in the middle of the beef. So we did some diss them in songs. We did a lot of diss songs. That's how we came out the box. We came out the box hard. And it just so happened that Supersonic was the song that did, that just changed everything. But yeah, there was definitely competition out there between us females.
Was the song about a hoe or something like that? Was that the song that was kind of going at a lot of the females in the game?
Yes. Another hoe bites the dust.
Wow. I remember when JJ Fad, I realized y'all had a hit with my daughter, who is now 47. Her birthday was Saturday. She's 47 years old. She was 11 years old. She did Supersonic. Her and her girls did a rendition of Supersonic for a talent show. I said, oh my God. Boy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just, and I thought about that. I'm like, damn, she's 47 now. And I'm going to see JJ Fad get a street. Just, the time that we've been doing this and how many different generations we affected. I'm talking to Baca, Joe Baca, and he's singing Juice, the surgery. Give me some juice. What the fuck you know?
I love that.
But
I love it.
We look back now, we see the people that were kids, they're in powerful positions. They run schools, colleges and shit.
Yeah.
Man. They grew up on and I never thought about that. I forget that we are, and especially if they're in like the late 40s and early 50s, that was the prime time for them to be Supersonic and Hama Nama Nama and give me some juice and spinning on.
Yes.
And now he's a damn supervisor. I said, break dance, you want to impress me. Break dance up.
Hey, Adrian Gregory wants to give you some props, Wana. Adrian Gregory says, I'm so proud of the acknowledgement the girls got in their hometown. Shout out Adrian Gregory.
Hold on, Adrian, I'm going to call you right
now. Adrian, thank you.
I'm going to call Adrian right now and put him on the phone. Hold on.
Yeah, let's give Adrian a call.
Yeah, that's Adrian. Adrian was very integral in our whole career. When we first went on the road, Adrian was our road manager. So the very first tour we were on, he was with us the whole time.
Adrian,
wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you're live with Wana and my man Dusty Vision in my chat room. We talking to Wana. She's got a street name, but you already know all that right there. What's up with you, Doc?
Oh man, I was just listening to you today. I don't jump on much. I wanted to surprise Wana and come down there, but you know what happened last week. This week to me and last week, so I couldn't do that. But I was going to surprise you and come down, but I wasn't able to.
Oh, that would have been so nice, Adrian. I would have loved to see you.
Yeah, but I'm definitely happy for you guys. You guys look so happy. I've been, as you know, looking at your Facebook pages and everything, so I'm real happy for you guys. And like Lonzo, I feel like other people should have been there also, but at least Yella showed up, and of course I knew Ray would be there. So.
Oh yeah, we Wrecking Crew, but we have such a unique history. When Wana was with I've said it before earlier, I'm gonna say it again while she on the show. When y'all first came out on Dream Team Records, that was a distribution company that me and Rudy and them had created. Adrian knows about that, and so I have a different kind of. A different kind of connection because I was there in the very, very beginning before you guys went to Ruthless. Okay. And in fact, when we left, when we left West Coast, that was about 500 JJ Fads on Dream Team. I slung the shit out them some bitches. But anyway, I had to let y'all know that. I had Rudy he know what to do with them. I said, I'll take them. Don't worry about it. JDC got all of them. Anyway, this is the kind of history we have. I'm glad you took time out to just come through for a few minutes, babe. I know you out there doing your thing with you a drill team or something. What you do, a drill team? Or I know you're a teacher, but what else you do?
I'm a school nurse.
Okay.
So I work at an elementary school, but I used to do my elementary school cheer team, but that I did so good for them. They went from being novice to winning nationals. So now I got promoted and I'm the director of pep and cheer at my high school.
Wow. That's dope, babe. And all your groups dancing.
Yeah.
Right? They all dance to Supersonic.
Nice. Hey, Alonzo, is Adrian still on the line?
Yeah.
Still here.
Hey, Adrian. Yeah, can I ask you a question while we have you on the line? Can you share, maybe a story about what you remember about JJ Fad's come up?
Oh my God. Well, there are so many stories. I was their road manager before, when they first started out, and we traveled everywhere together. We traveled the Philippines together. We went to London, all over the country. And I could tell you, just trying to think of what story to tell that would be a fun story. One Do you remember when we pulled in? I think it was Mississippi, and we pulled into that. It was like a car race, where they did car races, and it was pouring raining, and it said "Soul Concert JJ Fad" on the marquee, and then they were going to try to have you perform in the rain. I don't know. Do you remember this?
No.
So, and they were going to have you perform in the rain on a wood stage with a bunch of wires. A bunch of wires, like just all over the stage. I'm like, oh no, we can't do that. But if you remember, I always got us paid. And there was this guy that drove up in a Cadillac in a red suit and handed me the money outside. I was standing in the rain collecting the money, and then we got back in the van and left. And then there was another. I'm talking about more of the weird shows, because the fun ones, those are easy. But the weird ones, there's one in Florida where they had that spotlights used to be. Lonzo, you probably remember the spotlights used to be done with fire, right?
Right.
And they had this one spotlight for the stage, and I don't know if you remember that either. And it was in Florida, and we pulled into that city, and they were going to put us in a hotel where it was like one of those hotels where people lived at. And you may not remember that either. I'm like, oh, we're not going to stay at this hotel. And then when first time we went to New York, Atco put us in the Ritz-Carlton. Do you remember that?
Yes. Now this story I remember.
And we didn't end up staying there because they acted like we weren't supposed to be there. Remember that?
Wow.
Yep. And they tried to shush Dania. She was saying something, and they told her shh, and she went off. She was like, "Who are you shushing? Don't be shushing me."
Yep. And I called Jerry. They put us in that other hotel on, I think it was 52nd and Madison. I can't remember the name of the hotel.
Right.
But yeah, that was, back.
I remember that.
Yeah, back in the 80s, it might seem like it wasn't that long ago, and everything was good, but they didn't expect young Black people to walk into the Ritz-Carlton and and stay there.
Wow.
So, but we had a lot of fun on the Ruthless tour, of course. The girls were great. They were easy to work with, but they were 3 girls, and that could be fun sometimes, or an experience. I remember also we went to where was it, Wana? It was the Bahamas, and the way that and when we got to town, the way that they promoted the show, they put us all in convertibles and paraded us around town, so they knew that there was actually going to be a show the next day. Remember that? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. I
remember.
I think it was Thanksgiving, and they had Thanksgiving dinner for us out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think about this stuff. As soon as you ask me, all the stuff just pops back into my head.
We had a great time. We had such a good time on the road, and I know we were challenging for Adrian, 3 girls wanting to do their own thing and telling Adrian, no, we want to go here, we want to go there. So I know we were a challenge sometime for Adrian, but we loved him, and he is the best road manager ever.
Hey, Wana, what's the difference in traveling at night now than it was back in the day?
I think back in the day when you're on the road and you're young, you just going from show to show, flying by the seat of your pants and just, doing what you do. But now when we go to different places, we take time to soak it in, to see the sights, to make sure, we haven't been here in 30 years. Let's go here. Let's take in this, let's go to this place. And we just really take time to let it all soak in and really enjoy where we are.
All right. Well, that's cool, baby. Thank you for coming through. Adrian, thank you for the surprise.
Thank you.
Much love. We got to get you back on the show, Doc. Let's talk some more.
All right.
All right, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian.
All right, folks. You've been live with my man, Adrian Gregory, my partner. Now, Adrian, just so you know, Adrian was a very intricate part of West Coast record distributors as well, because he was working with me as a kind of an intern. He's helping me out. We didn't have no money, so he was helping me out. And we drove down to Palm Springs together to meet with all the distributors. They all said yes. I came back and told the fellas. Then we met with Rainbow Records. Steve Shelton at Rainbow Records. He said he would press our records. And that was basically the whole situation that we put together to make it possible for groups like JJ Fad, Radio and Joe Cooley, King T, MC8, and Compton's Most Wanted to get started at West Coast Record Distributors. That's some shit that it happened, but people don't, if you weren't there, you don't know about it. And I talk about it because for me, it was a major achievement, a major accomplishment in my personal career. But Rudy ain't here no more. Unknown don't do interviews, and Egypt didn't care for it then, and he don't talk about it right now. But yes, I got to keep that. That's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what it was. That's what it is. And with that being said, anything you want to go before you go, Wana?
No, just I just want to thank you, Lonzo, for coming through and supporting, because you didn't have to drive all that way. Like you said, gas is crazy, but I just really thank you for coming. That meant the world to us.
Anybody else, I'd have gave you an excuse. I swear to God, I would have. Anybody else, glad I had a busy day that day, but I said, you know what? No. Wana and the girls who came from wherever they come from, look out for Lonzo. Got to return the favor, baby. And I'm glad I did. I had a great time.
Thank you.
Dusty,
thank you.
Welcome, baby. Yeah, I just want to pay homage to Wana. Thank you so much for your contribution to hip hop, West Coast hip hop, the first big female hip hop group on the West Coast to do it. One of my first crushes. I'm gonna keep it real. You guys and Yo-Yo, it was like, man. But thank you so much, Wana, and thank you for just continuing. I'm so glad that you are able to still do what you love and to make money nowadays and to perform all over the world. And once again, I want to give you props because I saw you a couple months ago and you guys were amazing. If you see JJ Fad on the bill, go check them out. Wana, your smile, everything about you is awesome. Thank you for coming on the show.
And big. There you go, baby. There you go. JJ Fad way. All right, folks, we're out of here. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, live with my man Dusty Vision and my special guest today, none other than Wana from JJ Fad, folks. That big old smile that lights up the stage all over the world. My girl, baby, much love to you. I will see you later. Thank you very much, baby. All right, folks, there it is. It's done. It's a wrap. It's about to put a bow on this. We went overtime today, folks. We had to wait for one. Sometimes you just got to wait for folks. Sometimes it's worth it. And like I said, every week, y'all, I'm up out of here. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Check me out with my man Dre. Me and Dre will be live on Industry Legendary Connects on Thursday. Thank Adrian for popping through, Wana for popping through, my man Dusty, and everybody in the chat room. Much love to all y'all. Ben Frank, American Negro, Martin Cozy. I know you had a birthday coming up. CC Funk 1. Much love to everybody, y'all. I'm out of here. This is the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. Crypto Charles. We out. Peace.